All right. So these sessions almost never have a plan. And there's something wondrously spontaneous and fluid about that. The naturalness that there's just totally what's appearing to happen. And it's free, fruitfully free. And whatever that looks like, whatever that feels like, it's just. And so if we find ourselves in a comfortable position, then that's lovely. And maybe that's a seated position or a kneeling position. Or maybe you want to lie down. I'm not going to do, I'm not going to be doing any movements for a little while, but in a few moments we might explore that. But it seems nice to begin these sessions with, yeah, just a real gentle easing in, as it were. Easing into how it is, how it feels, whatever it looks like, whatever it feels like, whatever it seems like. And so if the eyes are open or closed, it's fine. So just sensing into that. So if there's a breath wanting to really express itself, that's open. Maybe two or three. And you can listen to these words as closely or as loosely as you like. That's always the situation here. There's no sense that these words are telling anybody what to do, that they are guiding anyone anywhere. It's just, in a way, I would suggest it's just like music. There's an energy that's being conveyed through every body, through every breath, through every sound, every gesture and word. It's all just this appearance communicating. And so there's no need to focus on that or any one particular thing. It's just open. And in that openness, there might be apparent changes in perception. There might be relaxation or relief. There might be all sorts of things showing up. There could be stress that's more apparent. There could be tension that shows up more because nothing is avoiding it or approaching it. So everything is welcome. And there's no intention necessarily. It's just this. So if you're sitting cross-legged or kneeling, and if your eyes are closed, then there could just be a gentle sensing into what's going on physically. Just an open, easy checking in, as it were, a sensing in to what's appearing to happen. Not an analyzing, not an investigation even really. We could say an exploration, but it's just playful, easy, and open. I'm very grateful for people showing up to these sessions, especially on the no-show digital retreats. I think it's a lovely way to start the weekend. So thanks for just showing up and being here. So if there's stillness or if there's movement, if there's sound or silence, then that's all just the ebbing and flowing of this reality. And whatever might be showing up is invited to just express itself as it is. And if it wants to tingle or pulsate or vibrate, then that's what it is. It might be sensing sensations in the tummy or the chest or in the extremities, maybe. And for the simple regulation of bodies, there might be just a gentle encouragement of relaxing into that sensation and vibration. And there might be an occasional breath happening where the exhale is audible and out through the mouth. This is ever so lovely for bodies to just playfully express themselves. You might even find a yawn happening from time to time. And we might enjoy resting our hands on a particular part of the body, such as the knees, the lap, or the belly and the chest. If you could feel the sensation in the palms of the hands connecting to a place of the body, this is quite effective despite its simplicity. You could feel into that tactile realm of touch, the palms of the hands resting on the belly or the chest or both, or on the knees or somewhere else. The simplicity of hands connecting to its body. And if your hands are resting on the belly or the chest or both, you might just feel that lovely, smooth movement of the breath inside the torso. There's no need for the breath to change its pattern necessarily, but you might notice how the belly changes shape, as does the chest, as does the diaphragm, the rib cage. Might even feel it into the collarbones. Shoulders relaxed here, as much as comfortably possible. So wherever you are, there's just a gentle invitation for the emphasis to be on the breath, in the open, easy going quality of this space, without the need to focus so intensely on it or anything else. But there could just be a gentle sensing into the breath as it is. And we might like to try wave breathing together, so you don't have to. But if you like it, you could just imagine that the breath is like water filling up a glass. And from a glass, we fill from the bottom all the way to the top. And in the same way, you could imagine this next breath in is filling up from the navel, the belly button, up to the collarbones. And as we exhale, we empty it out from the rim back down to the base, from the chest down to the belly. This is called wave breathing. So it's like when we gently breathe in, it's filling up from the bottom to the top. And as we gently breathe out, that's the lovely exhalation and emptying out from the top back down to the bottom. Just imagine, if you like, gentle wave-like quality moving up and down the torso with each in and out breath. Enjoying a gentle quality of wave. Eyes are open or closed. Breath is flowing. And the so-called mind is expressing however it wants to. Breath is waving. Eyes open or closed here. Let's keep this going for a few more breaths. Hands are gently placed on the body if you're comfortable with that, if you like that. And perhaps for the next few exhalations, we could imagine blowing that last 25 to 30% of residual air out through pursed lips. So the last quarter to a third of the exhale, just imagine blowing it out through pursed lips, if you like. It's like just residual stagnant energy. You could just imagine recycling that. Just a little gentle blow of air out on the last little bit. So simple. You might notice what's changing in the expression of the body when it sits here like this, when it's breathing like this. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. It's just very simple, and yet this expression, just small or big changes. The nervous system is receiving the information. It's getting it. All right. We're going to invite us, if we like, to do Buddha holds up the earth flow. It's a flowing movement with that breathing pattern that we just did. This is not a stretch, it's a flow. The difference is that the body wants to be like water rather than like metal or wood. Um, so when you're comfortable, if you're comfortable with it, just going to gently breathe in and the arms are going to reach up, but they're not going to stretch up. So we don't want to extend through the limbs too much, but just like a really gentle, easy inhale, like which is just gently opening the arms up towards the ceiling without reaching to the ceiling. And it exhales and reverses that motion back down. Ah, arms are like water. Wave breath up and down the torso. Gentle inhales and gentle exhales. Easy. If you're comfortable doing this seated, that's great. But some of us might find it more comfortable doing from a kneeling position, which is also fine. Very simple, very easy. Body is just moving itself in this way. Buddha holds up the earth. Despite being a flow, a watery like flow, this corresponds to the metal element in Chinese medicine and is designed to boost and benefit the lungs, the respiratory system. And if it boosts the respiratory system, it boosts every other system in the body too. Breath is, of course, what we may call life force energy or qi or prana. And when the breath is fluid, flowing, efficient, that energy circulates more efficiently around the whole body. It also helps us to regulate emotionally in times of hardship or in times of ease. Nice gentle inhales and exhales. Arms are flowing the way they want to. You don't have to extend all the way up. You can keep it small if you prefer. Whatever's going on for the body is totally fine. If you want to add a little intricacy to this, you could pause between each inhale and following exhale, leaving the arms extended momentarily before bringing them down and breathing out. And you could do the same between each exhale and following inhale. Just like maybe half a second to a second pause between each in and out and each out and in breath. And this absolutely doesn't want to be forced. It's just a very natural pause. Buddha holds up the earth. Maybe the arms come back down, finding a natural resting position, sensing how the body feels here, and noticing what's going on in any particular way, physically, mentally, emotionally, or energetically. It's all open. If you're cross-legged, you might like to explore some spinal movements just to invite the fluidity into the torso and the spine. So you can just improvise however the body wants to move. The breath might find itself opening up more, expressing diaphragmatically, just introducing any movements you like. Could be twisting, could be lateral, could be circular, or rocking back and forth. Mm. Could be Sufi circles, spinal cord breathing. Can rest the hands on the knees or the lap or on the floor too. Can lean back, can lean forwards, go wherever, however it wants to be. Nice. Ah, that's lovely. Hmm. So just keep on going with what you want to do, how you want to move, and I'll offer little suggestions along the way, which you can follow once again, like my voice, as closely or as loosely as you like. So Sufi circles are really nice if you haven't tried those before. This is kind of when we rest our hands on our knees, we extend our elbows out as we come forwards. Maybe the chin extends out as well. And there's kind of like a sort of like this kind of shape of the spine, and then as we come, it rounds, and the chin comes in, elbows in, and that's a nice movement to try. Ah. Might find ourselves doing different variations of that or something else. You could even play with twisting the neck and looking from side to side with that one. Could slow it down, speed it up, play around, however it is. And the breath is really like feeling itself into those tissues. Mm. Another variation is taking one shoulder, one collarbone to the opposite knee as well. So it's like just kind of leaning forwards, hinging from the hips, getting some different flexions and extensions into the chest, the torso, the shoulder blades, etc. Mm. If you want to even things out for the legs, you might like to cross them the other direction that you're used to. Ah, there's no right or wrong way for any of this to be. It's just moving how it wants to. There's no striving going on, it's just open and playful. That's the suggestion, at least. Ah, 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 ah. All right. So just that's it. Just keep on going wherever you want to move, wherever the body just feels intuitively inclined to feel into. It might stretch side to side. There might be tension going on in different pockets that it intuitively knows how to engage with that. And then after that, I think we might do a bit of shaking and tapping actually. But just play. Let's keep on playing. So it's been quite yin and restorative so far, but I think if we're open to it, the shaking and the tapping will just go a little bit more energetic, as it were, a little bit more yang, but it's still very nice and soothing. So I'm just preparing you for that. Ah, this one's very nice. It's called Moving the Body Like a River. And this is just kind of where you like flow from side to side. This is done really nice, by the way, from a standing position with the feet wide apart. But it's really lovely doing it cross-legged as well, actually. It's kind of like waving the spine side to side, moving the body like a river. I was just getting that lovely fluidity into the shoulders and the shoulder blades, the trapezius, massive muscle traveling across the upper back part of the body, as well as the pecs on the front side and the abdominals, the obliques and the rib cage on the sides. Hmm. Ah. That breath just really likes to express itself, you know? Hmm. Okay, so wherever we are, whenever we feel we come back to a position of stillness, we can just sense what's going on once again. That's nice to take a mindful pause, so to speak, and just sense into what the body is carrying, what it's feeling, how it may have changed at all. And then whenever it feels quite natural, we might find ourselves shaking out through the arms and the legs. This is obviously easier done from a standing position, which I'm going to do. But if you feel very grounded and comfortable where you are, then that's absolutely fine. You can just shake through the arms. But I'm going to do it standing. So it's up to you. You can just shake through the arms if you like. You can shake through the legs. Well, my head is still being cut off. Oopsie. Just carry on wherever you are. Whilst I get the camera angle right. Yeah, that's it. So we have a nice shake here. This is lovely. So as we shake through the arms, yeah, nice. And we can do one leg at a time, or we can do both at the same time. Really go for it. Shake through the limbs and the spine. That's lovely. This is so good for stress relief. Shake through the arms and the legs. This is a tribal movement, you know. This is what people do in the tribes, the Aboriginal communities. They get ready for hunting and gathering and whatever they need to do. They shake it out and they dance together. And this is in our DNA. It's just like, it's fun as well. It's playful, but it's delicious. Just like really shaking through those extremities and the spine, as well as the arms and the legs, shaking throughout the whole body. That's yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's it. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Ah, that's lovely. And just get that energy, like that energy really circulates so strong, powerful. And then we might find it just slows down after a few breaths, and it might slow down slowly or it might slow down quickly, if there's such a thing. And it can feel the feet on the ground. So we changed the energy quite dynamically there, but there was a gentle warning for that. So I hope that wasn't too dynamic a change up. We're just going to feel the feet on the ground if we can, and maybe we flex and extend through the tarsals, those lovely toesies and the feet, the bones. You might press the big toes into the earth or take them off of the ground, feel the balls of the feet as well as the heels. The knees might be softly bent here, just depends on how the back is and everything else. You can just feel into that surface on the ground, the roots as it were. And then we might do some tapping. So I'm going to do just a little bit of tapping again. It's a really lovely exercise for just getting that energy circulating and moving around the body. And we start with here on the obliques, the side of the body. And you can tap as fast as you like, as slow as you like, as firm or as gentle. So if you've done this before, you might be quite used to it. And once we get a bit more used to it, we can tap quite firmly actually, and we'll find that that feels quite nice. But if it's new to anybody, then we might be gentle at first. It's all about how the energy in the body is feeling, and what things might be going on in the body as well. We can change side and switch it up. Ah, enjoying sensations now open, energetic. Then we're going to go on the chest. It's a lovely place to tap on if, again, we're carrying any emotional stuff, emotional stress or tension. Also good for our lungs. Ah, and the upper back, vagus nerve. And shoulder. Remember, we can do this from a seated or a kneeling position at any time. If we don't want to be standing, that's totally fine. Up and down the outside of the arm and back up the inside. We These are like the yin and the yang meridians that travel up and down the arms and the legs. We switch from one shoulder to the other. Come down the yang channel. That's that lovely river which floats down the arm, the outside of the arm, and the yin channel on the inside. And then we come to the belly. If we've recently eaten, we might find this wants to be a little bit more gentle, tender. We're going to come down the back of the legs and the up the inside of the legs. So we just come all the way down to the feet, and the ankles might tap quite firmly on the calves and hamstrings. Ah, ankles, feet, inside. Shall we do that again? I'm going to do it again. So we're going to go all over again. We're going to come on the side of the body and the other side of the body. Take your time. You don't have to rush this. And we're going to come to the chest. Oh, feel that resonance on the chest there, like a vibration quite strong. And then the upper back. So you might find, like me, you're just kind of moving around a little bit, and I wonder what that's about. Not that I need to know, but it's kind of nice to just move around, kind of like dancing or something. Or you might be quite still, it doesn't matter. So I'm doing the arms again, down the outside, up the inside. You might find it's fun to clap. And coming back up, and then on the side. By the way, this is really fun to do with music. If you ever want to do this by yourself, like as a wake up and shake up situation in the morning before you go to work or whatever, or in the evening if you just fancy being playful or whatever, it's really fun to do this with music. All right, so we can tap on the belly and then we'll come down the legs again. And we finish on the lower back. Ah. If you want to, you can have a nice forward fold here. When you come down to the feet, you can like really get a nice forward fold in the legs. And the back. Ah, ah. Okay, so you can tap on the lower back if you like. You can tap on the sacrum. You can tap on the bum as well if you want. And also upon the kidneys. That's quite nice. And you might do it with your palms, or you could do it with like this. Oh my goodness me. All right, so wherever we are, we can just sense how the energy is. And you might want another shaker. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. See, people were doing that before I even said it. So there's like this intuitive sense that the body wants to shake around. Yeah, it's great. I love this. Oh, what wonder. Just so childlike. It's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, very nice. Okay. All right. So now that we're standing, we seem fairly comfortable. I'm getting the sense that everyone's fairly comfortable standing. So I'm going to do another flow or two, and then maybe we can just like journey back into the floor and the relaxation. But again, all of this can be done seated on here, and it's totally fine. So maybe we could just rest the hands on the belly and see what that feels like. And we can introduce another few breaths. Oh, just really love sighing doing this. Yeah, it's so nice. And the shoulders are invited to relax. Again, you can feel what energy is seemingly being cultivated here. You might feel a little bit more alive, a bit more awake, alert, energized, but at the same time, we might feel grounded, connected, as it were, tuned in. And maybe we can play with a chi ball. So the chi ball is really open for how bodies want to play, like children. You can just play with this chi ball and see where it wants to go, how it wants to move. So I only give suggestions because it's nice for people if they don't know what they want to do necessarily, want a little bit more structure or something. And so I'll do that, but at the same time, you can just play with that chi ball however you like. And it's fun and it's playful and it's intuitive, meaning that that ball can go bigger and smaller, or it can go side to side, or it can do circles, sleepy eights, as Jyoti, my dear friend and teacher, said. You do something a little bit more open, like open up to the sky and down to the ground. It's open to play with. And as the ball, in its playful imaginary way, moves around the body and around the room, we can perhaps feel some quite potent kinesthetic sensations open in the palms and feel quite a palpable resonance going on there, whether it has a tingly sensation or a pulsating sensation or both. The energy finds the way it wants to move around. Shoulders are invited to relax as always. That's lovely. We might also find our hips wave, like from side to side just to get more fluidity into the spine, the legs, the hips. Ah, nice. I didn't know we were going to do standing today. I really didn't. It just happened. Ah, okay. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to do sky and earth. You're welcome to follow me, but if you're really enjoying what you're doing, just yeah, carry on. Enjoy it. The sky and earth is when we go up and down the midline of the body. So the sky and earth is when we take that lovely chi ball, and it's totally optional and invitational again. Don't have to say it any more times now. But you can inhale that ball. Imagine you just take that ball up the Sushumna, up each and every chakra, through the midline, through the endocrine system, through the central nervous system, and it explodes out into the heavens or the whole universe. And like that's the peak of the inhalation. And then it exhales and migrates its way down and through the midline, through the Sushumna, and it goes all the way back down through the earth again. And so it's like a distribution of energy vertically up and down. Again, it's easy going and it's open and it's a nice forward fold as well. And you can wave through the spine as much as you like. When we inhale up, if you don't have any back problems, you can turn it into a slight back bend, but just be really careful of that sacrum and the sciatic regions. Peak of the inhalation, it opens up. Exhalation, it brings it back down. You can hinge from the hips as much or as little as you like. You can lock the knees or bend them. It's up to you. Just listen to the body and never push anything. You don't want any force anywhere. Lovely flowing exercise with the breath synchronized up. Sky and earth. So imagine that you're like accumulating beautiful bright energy and it's just waving through the body. And however much the body wants to move is always fine. Doesn't have to be massive. Just keep that going. Keep that going in your own pace, your own breath, your own movement. Just keep it going. Lovely flow. Beautiful. That's it. Nice flowing, gentle, up and down. Easy. However extending it is or however subtle it is. Oh. And however many more you want to do. It could be two, could be three, could be one really slow one. Ah. Hmm. We might find. Just take that lovely chi ball, and eventually it makes its way back into the belly. Okay. Hmm. So we can make our way perhaps back down to the ground if we wish. And we can do a little bit more breathing. And for the next 2 or 3 minutes, we can just play with intuitive stretches, bends, folds, twists, or whatever else we might like to do. So we can lie down if we want to. We can stay sitting and do some sitting postures. And for the next 2 or 3 minutes, again, I'll give suggestions if people don't know what to do themselves. It's always fine like that. But you might already have a sense of what you want to do that you haven't yet done. So we can find ourselves doing a little twist or something like that. We can do lateral, just any movements that the body feels like it might like to do just before it gets itself into a position of rest and digest. Deep relaxation. Ah, if there's postures that you know that you like, you really enjoy them, and you know how to do them, then you can just go for it. This is any postures that help the spine to figure itself out, releasing any stress or tension. Yeah, you could do rocking and rolling, or you could do lying down twists, knees into chest, happy baby pose. I think I might give that a go. Finding our way. Yeah. Rocking and rolling is a lovely way to get a little bit of momentum into the body whilst at the same time relaxing. Different parts. Nice massage for the lower back. So if you want to, you can just bring the knees in and just get any final momentary movements to really soothe the spine and the chest, the belly, hips, pelvis, neck and shoulders, and anywhere else that might be needing some TLC in these final moments of movement before stillness. If you're ready for it, you can just get straight in that position as you see fit, as you like. If you want to lie down, you can. You can lengthen the legs out long, go into the traditional Shavasana. Or you might find a different position is what's wanted today. It's all good. And eventually we'll find ourselves there. So once again, we can just naturally sense into how we're doing. Sense whatever's appearing to appear, whatever is showing up. And in that, it's just an open, unjudgmental quality of the body bodying. And so if we feel comfortable lying down, we can sense into the ground that supports it or the surface that supports it. Whether that texture is solid or soft. And it's non-verbal, I would suggest. Not cognitive, but there's a deep felt sense of ease that can open up into the body when it's no longer seemingly holding itself a certain way. It's just giving in, it were, poetically speaking, giving in to the loving arms of Gaia, Mother Earth. Effortlessly sinking or melting into that surface. Naturally, easily relaxing into that. All of those tissues and those fibers and all of that pranic fluid energy just circulating, but also softening, softly, gently circulating easily around the body. No need for direction or instruction, just bathing. in the open glory of sensation and vibration without an edge, without a depth or breadth, just the immediate quality of what is naturally appearing to happen. Breath is easy, body easy, mind easy. Nothing needed, nothing demanded. And anything that was ever felt previously as an obstacle or a hindrance is just simply effortlessly allowed. All thoughts, all sensations, all emotions, openly allowed, nothing in the way. And in the freedom of this bathing in and as sensation and vibration, the body might naturally find itself starting to reawaken, sensing into those tissues that want to move first without any kind of rush or pressure and no force either. Just an open quality of a very gentle, slow, smooth waking up and moving again, reintegrating into movement and activity. And if you want to, you can rub the palms together, create some warmth, and place them over the closed eyes before opening them. And we might also find ourselves rolling over to one side or curling into a ball or having a full body stretch, however the body wants to open itself up back to its apparent environment and surroundings. So thank you so much for joining once again this YoQini session and this opening up to a no-show digital retreat. You're most welcome to stick around for the next hour. I'll be just making some coffee and stuff, but I'll be around to chat. And the Zoom intensive will start at 1 p.m. British Summer Time. That's an hour from now. Lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.